Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're back. Welcome to Secretary of Shade. It's DDM. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to my cabinet members. If you haven't subscribed, youtube.com/Secretary of Shade. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. A lot of emails to read through. So, first of all, how y'all doing? Shout out, how y'all doing, everybody? Okay, so we got several things to talk about. Bombshell today. Epstein emails released. Not surprised. The White House is in a frenzy, naturally. And this is going to be interesting. So let's take a look at this, right? So here's the thing. So this morning, and I'm citing NPR, okay. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 3 new emails Wednesday morning from the estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein that mentioned President Trump raising new questions about the extent of their relationship. Republicans on the House Oversight Committee later Wednesday released the latest set of more than 20,000 documents that include emails from Epstein frequently expressing displeasure with Trump and his presidency, financial market reports, and court documents from Epstein's cases. The more Donald Trump tries to cover up the Epstein files, the more we uncover, Oversight Ranking Member Representative Robert Garcia of California. These latest emails and correspondence raise glaring questions about what else the White House is hiding and the nature of the relationship between Epstein and the president. Okay? Now, in 2011, Epstein sent the email to Ghislaine Maxwell, the lady who served in time, his associate, who had been convicted on trafficking charges, called Trump the dog that hasn't barked, and says Trump spent hours at my house with one of the alleged sex trafficking victims, which was Virginia Giuffre, who committed suicide and killed herself, unfortunately. Still, he says, I have met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump, Epstein wrote in the 2017 to former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers. Not one decent cell in his body. Now, this is coming from a high-end sex trafficker and pimp. Now, if he's saying Donald Trump ain't shit, let's re-examine this. Let's take a look at all of this, right? So this shit hits the fan. Of course, Caroline Leavitt, who I can't stand that bitch. I'm sorry. She gets on my goddamn nerves. I can't stand that whore. Okay? Caroline Leavitt, of course, saying that this is just a smear campaign. Sis, sit the fuck down. Okay? Go somewhere with all that. Because you're getting on my nerves. At this point, you're getting on my nerves. Okay? Now, anytime Epstein is saying this. Now, mind you, he said that in 2017. In 2017, Donald Trump was the president. So obviously he wasn't scared or had anything to gain. Like he was the president at the time. So in my opinion, right, if this stuff wasn't true, if Epstein didn't have these views, if Epstein he wasn't spending time in his house, Epstein would have kept quiet while Donald Trump was the president. He didn't. Okay? And Donald Trump is saying he didn't spend all his time. We forget about the birthday letter he sent to Jeffrey Epstein. But let's take a closer look at this. So they released these files, right? And so the White House is having an emergency meeting with certain people in the cabinet and Lauren Boebert, who is a Republican congresswoman who is voting, who wants those Epstein files released. Now, mind you, they just sworn in the congresswoman from Adelita, I forget her name. Oh my God, y'all know her name. The one that's been waiting to get sworn in all this time. She's been sworn in now. So now they have the votes to go ahead and release them and do what needs to be done. So they are panicking at this point. But also, what's interesting about all of this? What's interesting about all of this is that just a couple days ago, and I don't know if you guys were watching the news, reading the reports, there were rumors that Donald Trump was going to commute Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell, we know, was moved to a softer, more cushy facility. Okay, come to find out, this bitch is getting DoorDash. They gave her a puppy to play with. She had guests come to her cell. They giving her snacks and shit. Martha Stewart ain't got shit on this bitch. And that's true too. Okay? Now, is he still going to commute that sentence? Because see, here's the thing, and they should have learned this from the first administration, the first time. See, he had a test run. Okay. Donald Trump is he told you what he was. And sidebar, Jeffrey Epstein saying shit like Donald is fucking crazy. I told you that. Early dementia, borderline insane. This is coming from Jeffrey Epstein. But Ghislaine, you might be sitting down for that whole time, sis. Because if Donald Trump don't care about nobody else, he care about himself. And with all of this going on, and here's the conspiracy theorist in me, right? The conspiracy theorist in me believes that part of this is because they don't want her to get out. And the Republicans who were on the committee, you know, they released more emails, as we said at the top of the show. I think they don't want her. They know. See, here's the thing. They know that something's wrong with Donald Trump. They know that he is not all there. They know something's wrong, but they can't have their party, their agenda, and their power damaged. So you know what they're going to do? Donald, you can say whatever the hell you want, but this bitch is sitting down because we can't afford that firestorm. So whether you back off or not, we're going ahead and release these files. We're going to sprinkle some fairy dust to let people know, and to also let you know, bitch, don't play games. Don't get above yourself. Her ass is going to sit down. Because, see, here's the thing. Somebody has to pay for Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. You don't have a young lady killing herself, people writing books, all these. Somebody has to pay for that. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Ghislaine is the only living person who can take the hit. Because all these other powerful people, you already know about the Prince Andrew in UK, all these other people, they not going to take it. He took a hit from this. She's going to take the hit from this. Everybody is not taking the hit for this. Ghislaine has been designated to take the hit. And in my opinion, yeah, the Democrats released it. They all about it. But I think the Republican Party behind the scenes, B613, is saying, Donald, you say whatever you want to say out your mouth, but she's going to sit down for this. And we're going to make sure she sits down for this. So you can commute her sentence if you want to. Oh, you think you're going to let her get out? No, you're not. Drop these files. Because they was just talking about commuting her sentence like a day or two ago. That shit is over now. And I know that's conspiracy, but I strongly believe that's what it is. And Danae said she surprised this. The prince isn't snitching. The prince not snitching because guess what? Prince Andrew, he's not snitching because he already done got his lashing and his punishment for it. Charles done took his titles. He got to move out the palace, but he not in jail. And come to find out, catch this tea. Queen Elizabeth II knew that he was bringing prostitutes and shit to the palace. But Elizabeth II said, we know, here's the thing, because we forget all of these people are people. Elizabeth said, I got a kingdom to run. I got things to do. As long as these prostitutes is keeping him happy and out of my head, no other scandals, let him hire his pussy and we're going to keep it moving. But he already got his lashing. And guess what? He ain't really getting a lashing like that because he's living now in a nice private estate that Prince Charles pays for out of his own pocket without the royal purse. So he's not doing bad, but the Brits and the royal family, the monarchy, knew that somebody he was going to have to do something. He was going to have to do something. So Charles was like, bruh, I'm gonna have to take these titles off. You gotta lose the belt. You not look. You're not the champion no more, Charles. Charles, it's time for you to drop the belt. You're not going to WrestleMania. Okay? You're not going to WrestleMania. So they said, Andrew, you're going to have to take one for the team. You're going to have to take one for the team. And we'll make sure you live good and all that. But yeah, you up out of here. Now, what's going to be interesting is when they do the votes and we get to this Epstein thing and all of that, it's going to be interesting to see which one of these Republicans, Congress people, fold. That's going to be interesting. And because one thing I'm going to say this, and I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way, but it's the truth. And we see it on The Handmaid's Tale. We see it throughout history. Some of the people who uphold patriarchy, fascism, and dictatorships, and the biggest assistants in that are the women, specifically white women, in these regimes. That's no shade. Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene. It is what it is. So we're going to see what happened for that. But let's talk about this shutdown. Now, I have questions. I have questions that need answers. Somebody said, you think Ghislaine Maxwell going to come up dead? I don't think so. It's too hot right now. Shit is too hot. She ain't got to worry about losing her life, but she going to do that time. She going to do that time. Because somebody going to have to do that time. And she going to do that time. She going to do that time comfortably, but she going to do that time. Now, let's talk about the Senate, the government shutdown, right? Now, here's the thing. I get not wanting people to suffer. I get wanting people to get their food stamps, their SNAP, all of that. I get all of that. But this is the same issue I had with the redistricting in Texas when all the Democrats left the state only to come back and do the shit that they wanted to do in the beginning anyway. It's giving stunt. It's giving shows. It's giving, we're not really committed, but we want you to think that we have something left, so we're going to do stunts and shows. At this point, it's giving stunts and what, people in the audience? Shows. Okay? Now, they vote no all these times to close the government. People done lost all of these checks. Okay, the air traffic controllers is doing Uber and DoorDash, bitch. You can't, Thanksgiving, you better, if you can't drive there, you're not going, you can meet me by trailways. You can meet me by highways. But your ass won't get there by airways, bitch, because at the end of the day, you're done. Okay? It's given stuck. Okay? Thank you for the super chat, Michelle. I appreciate it. But you're not getting there by plane, bitch. So here's my thing. You have 8 Democrats in the Senate who cave to fund the government through January. Okay. Mike Johnson has already come out on record after they caved saying he's not committing to a date when they're going to vote for the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies. Okay. This shit is only good to January, so we're going to be going through this again Valentine's Day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Valentine's Day. So not only is your Thanksgiving fucked up if you're a federal worker, but you won't be eating chocolates and Godivas either for your loved one, boo. Y'all gonna be snuggled up eating neck bones and pork and beans out this bitch. Okay? And my issue with the Democrats is this. If you're going to fight to the end, bitch. Fight to the end. You got people missing checks for going on 2 months. Air traffic controllers just not coming to work no more. Airlines having to reduce flights and traffic, only for you to cave and give them what they wanted anyway and more. Because guess what? In this new CR, it's a thing in there where if you got your phone confiscated during the January 6th probe, these Congress people can sue the government for the Department of Justice or whatever, $500,000. I ain't never seen nobody, I'm from West Baltimore, right? If we get to fighting, bitch, I'm not going to just stop and be like, all right, you won. You're going to have to drag me up out. You're going to have to drag me up out. Okay? I don't get it. And then, not only with this furlough, you have us furlough the IRS people not working. I had to help my grandmother with a Medicare. I called, the wait time was out of this world, out my ass. Then they canceling e-file, the free e-file to file your taxes. They making it harder for you to file your taxes. Now you got to go to Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, Liberty Tax, your neighborhood tax man. You got to go to all these people because they done shut down the free service to file your taxes. First of all, I got an issue with that, bitch, because you already know how much I owe you. You already know how much I owe you, bitch. You get my W-2. You already know how much I owe you or how much I didn't pay. Why I got to tell you how much that's like you sending me a report card and then having me tell you what my grade was. What kind of shit is this? You call the IRS, bitch. It's giving they just basically telling you now, we ain't got the staff, bitch. Everybody off. If you're going to fight to the end. Because otherwise you lose cachet, especially after getting such big wins on election night. But you know what this does? It gives validation, and I posted this on social media. It gives validation And it makes you, even if you were against a candidate like Zohran Mamdani, I understand why people vote for him. I understand why he even had a platform. Because at the end of the day, the left side needs a Zohran Mamdani. Because the right side got a lot of Zohran Mamdanis. And they're getting worse versions of it. That Nick Fuentes, that Tucker Carlson did that interview with him, crazy. Crazy. So let's go down the list of Democrats who voted for this. Let me pull up my list. Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to wait for the refresh because I got alternate methods. So here's my list. So the first one, Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania. Now, first of all, let's talk about this wench. John Fetterman is a Dino, a Democrat in name only. It's giving Republican MAGA sis. Ever since he had that stroke, like he just is not together. He like Fetterman, Pennsylvania. What was y'all thinking? What was y'all thinking? Was he the T at one time? Was he the T? Like, what happened? Okay. Then we have Senator Angus King. Now, Angus King is an independent. He's not a Democrat. Angus King from Maine. Okay. His reason for voting it back in, and he said this at the beginning of the shutdown, that the shutdown and failing the government, fund the government, would hand too much power to Trump. That makes sense. I get it. But bitch, you should have voted to keep the government open in the beginning. Don't flip. See, here's the thing. Stand on business. You see that thing over there? Oh my God, what's that in the corner? Oh, that's business. Oh, go stand on that. Stand on business. So if you felt like the government should have stayed open, you should have said that from the beginning, because now your name hot, sis. Now we looking at you crazy. Because you're virtue signaling out this motherfucker. Now you're scared. Okay? Senator Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada. Okay? Now, I got to give it to her. She voted for the House passed bill to fund the government in late September and has consistently voted to reopen the government since it shut down more than 5 weeks ago. So she was one of the original 5. She warned that a government shutdown would force tens of thousands of Nevada military personnel, union members, law enforcement agents, and military nurses to work without pay. She also said that it would cost the nation's tourism and travel economy $1 billion in lost revenue per week. Now, with her, at least she stood on business from the beginning. Okay? At least she stood on business from the beginning. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Renee. I appreciate you, darling. She stood on it from the beginning. And also, too, I'm going to keep it funky. We know, or if you didn't know, Las Vegas tourism is taking a hit right now. So she's speaking to her district. I'm annoyed, but I'm not mad at her. Because knowing what Las Vegas is going through with their tourism revenue being depleted like it has been, and she was consistent from the beginning. No issue with you. No, even I don't like it, but no issue with you. Jackie Rosen, another one from Nevada. It's Nevada. Okay. So, okay. Dick Durbin from Illinois. Dick Durbin, the Senate Democratic whip and the number 2 ranking member of the Senate Democratic leadership, voiced his concern over the impact of the shutdown on federal workers last month when the American Federation of Government Employees called on Democrats to pass a clean continuing resolution. He under pressure for the union. He from Illinois. That was kind of interesting. Senator Jean Shaheen from New Hampshire. She's a senior member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, played a leading role in negotiating the deal to reopen the government. Shaheen worked closely with King to assemble a group of as large as 12 Democrats to negotiate an off-ramp to the shutdown. She touted the agreement with Thune to hold a vote next month on extending the extended ACA subsidies. This agreement gives Democrats control of the Senate floor at a time when Republicans control every level of power. On one of our top legislative priorities, extending the enhanced premium tax credits to make healthcare more affordable for millions of Americans. Now, sis, you the traitor. This the traitor. Jean Shaheen, she the traitor because she the one that galvanized it. She the traitor. You made this deal on a wing and a promise, sis. Now, you know that they tell y'all one thing and do another, but you thought you was going to rally the troops, bitch, and now you gagging. Now you gagging, bitch. Senator Maggie Hassan, another one from New Hampshire. Hassan worked closely with Shaheen, so she was the co-conspirator with the Jeanne Shaheen bitch, the one that put all this shit together to get them 12 to fucking flip, bitch. Hassan worked closely with Shaheen, her home state colleague, in recent weeks to reopen the government. Serious bipartisan negotiations to extend the ACA's expiring tax cuts for health insurance. At a time when families desperately need relief, Washington's dysfunction is making life harder for families. She said she heard from families in New Hampshire about the deep pain the government shutdown has caused. She noted the Senate deal will fund SNAP benefits through September 30th and ensure that law enforcement personnel, air traffic controllers, and other... Girl, out my fucking face. Now, this is another one. Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia. See, this is why Hillary fucking lost, bitch. She shouldn't have picked you from the beginning. Now look at you, out here cutting side deals and shit. You fucking traitor. Kaine represents more than 140,000 federal workers in Virginia, and he focused on getting language in the Senate deal to ensure federal workers who were furloughed during the shutdown get back pay, and the more than 4,000 federal employees that Trump administration attempted to lay off through reductions in force are retained. Kaine said he wanted to end what he called the mischief of the Trump administration during the shutdown, and during the period government is funded by a short-term continuing resolution. Now, let's pause here. I see some of y'all ain't know some of y'all faves tried it with this flip. With Tim Kaine, even though he gets on my fucking nerves, I get it. He represents a lot of federal workers, and he got these people to get their jobs back. Those folks that got fired in the shutdown, so he got those jobs back. So at least he got something for the people that he actually represents. Is this great for the overall collective and forward thinking? No. But at least this dingbat was smart enough to get something out the deal for his people and not just a wing and a prayer. Okay? So I'm not mad at Tim Kaine. I know I gave him a lot of smoke, but when we look at what he got out of this, because if Tim Kaine ain't do it, they had 12 ready. They only needed 8. So Tim said, all right, bitch, I'm going to get on this train, but give me my people my jobs back, and let's make sure they get their back pay. Not mad at Tim Kaine. Still shouldn't have picked his ass for a VP running mate, though, Hillary. And those are the people. Those are the people. Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I'm just tired of the stunts. If you're going to roll over anyway, do the shit in the beginning. Don't show up. If you want to allow yourself to get fucked, just show up with your ass out and your shirt off in the beginning. Don't come in here in a negligee and the strappy heels with your hair all done up and your red lipstick on, thinking we about to make love, and you just want to get fucked. Excuse my French. Just come in here ass naked with no clothes on, and let's do this. Do it. But Democrats, okay, you want to play hard to get. Well, you know you're going to give up the ass anyway. Okay? You already know that. You already, in your mind, you know you about to give up the pussy. Okay? You already know this. So just give it up. You ain't got to front for me. I know you a slut. You ain't got to be coy and ladylike with me. I like a whore. I like it nasty. I like it rough. Just do it. Just do it, Nike. Just do it. That's all I'm saying. Democrats, y'all cracking up in the chat. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do that. Cash App or Venmo at Dapper Damitis. Don't forget to subscribe, youtube.com/Secretary of Shade. Oh, yeah, like Tina, Mike Casanova. First, we like to take it a little easy, but then we like it a little rough. We be rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Left a good job in the city. But she said, church house, gin house, schoolhouse, outhouse, on highway number 19, where the people keep their pussy clean. So, but subscribe to the channel. It's always great to see y'all. That is our meeting for today. I'm getting ready to watch wrestling. Y'all have a good weekend, good rest of the week. I will see you guys soon. And peace and love.